Thank God we never have to go back there.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Just so stressful. The last game ever at Goodison Park. What's it, 115 plus years or whatever we've been going there. Best part of, was it 90 games we played? I don't know, whatever. It's a bogey ground for us. Yes, they'll still have a home ground, but it won't be that ruddy place. Everton 0, Chelsea 0 in the Premier League. Blustery conditions, incredible wind, sideways rain at some point, debris all over the pitch that's some scouse storm has brought in. My word, mate, this was a frustrating game. And I tell you what, Chelsea fans were worried about the wrong part of this game. It was the defence we were worried about. We didn't know how we'd set up in the absence of Cucurella. And I always, certainly this season, I don't back us necessarily for a clean sheet. And my word, this game. And Everton, who has just kept a clean sheet away at the Emirates. Yes, I mean, they've since been scoring loads of goals, Arsenal, in the last couple of games. But, you know, defensively resolute. Their last home game at Goodison Park against Chelsea. Could they frustrate us one more time? Yes! And was it the absolute horror story of them getting a goal on the break and us losing? No. We kept a clean sheet. And it was a deserved good clean sheet. And that's okay. It's an unbeaten run that continues. I mean, history will look at this and be like, oh man, can I just say, like, it's okay. But I did get my hopes up. Because, like, we've been so good recently. And Enzo Maresca's been breaking these sort of, like, curses. You know, the results after the international break. The Brentford at home. I just thought, the Goodison Park, can you do that as well? Do me a hat trick, bro. Let's do it. Couldn't do it. We're going to get into it, though. There's plenty to talk about what happened in this game. Well, I've got some stuff to talk about, don't worry. But the best news available is that we're never freaking going back there. So, yeah, thanks for joining me. A quick reminder to just support the content if you want to. If you want to support me, it's super simple. You just drop a like on the video and you subscribe. And if you choose to subscribe, you hit that bell, baby. All right, let's get into it. So, let's utilize SofaScore for some reference of what Guan in this game, yeah? As you can see, attacking momentum meter on the left-hand side of the page here is all Chelsea. Chelsea, with a couple of specks of Everton there. And how did we set up? Well, let's have a look, shall we? Firstly, they played a 4-3-3, but it was very defensively resolute, and they didn't press our centre-backs at all. When we tried to play it from the back, they let us have the ball. Maybe that changed a little bit towards the end, but the general game plan from Sean Dyche's Everton was to let us do our thing. And to be fair to them, they played really well and defensively. Like, oh, okay, transition. Didn't know that was coming. I want to be fair, like, guys, they did defend really well. Obviously, Sean Dyche, Everton, when going well, they'll defend well, but they did defend really well. I kind of backed us to score, but not keep a clean sheet. But actually, the opposite happened. We didn't score, but we did keep a clean sheet. You know, weird one. So they played a 4-3-3. I mean, it's a good team, and I played well. Neither striker played particularly well here. You know, Pickford had a good game. Their back four did. Tarkowski was having a bit of a weird ruck with Disasi on like for ages. And of course, in the absence of Cucurella, we did, well, I thought this might happen, with Gusto playing left back, Disasi right back, and then Tosin joined Colwill in the centre-back positions. Yeah, which left a midfield, which pretty much, like, we knew this is the kind of lineup that we suspected. Of course, Noni played half a game midweek, and so he didn't start. He did get some minutes, though. Neto started. I actually think Neto was more productive and more threatening than Jadon Sancho, but he's got a lower ranking here. Jackson worked tirelessly, but it's hard, bro. To be honest, this is probably one of those games that if we're going to have the ball in their final third loads, that maybe Nkunku would have been better. I know Nkunku likes running into space, but he's also very good in tight spaces technically. He's just not necessarily good at certain striker link-up play. We did see Nkunku come on, and Noni Madueke. No one made a friggin' difference in this game. It's a bit of an eyesore, but like, you gotta hand it to Dyche. Like, he can stink up a game. Enzo Fernandez winning man of the match on the day. Let's just quickly look at his stats then while we're here. Because I want to speak a little bit about goalkeepers and stuff, but Enzo winning man of the match. So I think he'd probably play quite well on the eye. 90% passing accuracy, 2 key passes, which is good. Completed 2 out of 2 crosses, which is good. Completed 7 out of 10 long balls. Do you know how mad that is in what was a hurricane cauldron of Goodison Park? The ball was moving everywhere. It wouldn't even stay still for any dead balls. So for Enzo Fernandez to complete 7 out of 10 long balls and create a big chance. Shot on target, 3 out of 3 dribbles, 8 out of 11 ground duels. This is discreetly, I mean, the eye testing looked fine, but statistically, this is like insane. To win that percentage of your ground duels away at Goodison Park against a Dyche team in the wind, 100% dribbles, 70% of your long balls in the hurricane, 2 out of 2 crosses, 2 key passes, which is creative, 105 touches. That is an amazing performance. That is quietly, not even quietly on the eye test, an amazing statistical performance. A couple more performers like him, we get the job done. All right, so that's the statistics. This bad boy. Then let's have a look. Yeah, shall we? In the game, Chelsea had 75% possession away from home, only 0.77 expected goals. You would have hoped we could squeeze a goal out of that. We did get 3 big chances, no goals. They did create 2 big chances. That's the thing, though. There was always that vulnerability, guys. There's always that vulnerability that you try and break down a low block. You forget about defending. They slap you. They catch you cold. They give you a sucker punch. You feel really sorry for yourself. I was always frightened of that. So in a way, I'm pleased about the clean sheet in that sense. But let's timeline it. There's not much. Cards, substitutions. Pickford got booked for an argument. I thought it would have been like time wasting or something. Yeah, we only got Disasi booked. I mean, this was let's be real. I mean, apart from these oddly insane Enzo Fernandez stats, this was not a classic. Where does this leave us in the Premier League table, which is down there? Second still. Of course, we could have gone top with a win. We are 1 point behind Liverpool, but they are about to play Tottenham, which I expect them to rip them apart. But then again, I just don't see us in a title race. It does leave us only 2 points ahead of Arsenal. Yes, I mean, that is real frustrating. Really, really frustrating. So 2 games in hand, Liverpool as well. I really must toe the line of no title race, but definitely, what are Forest saying after 17? We're only 4 points ahead of Forest, guys, you know? So the reality, we need to just keep calm and make sure we qualify for the Champions League here. Look, player performances, and let's do this relatively briefly. Jackson, I don't think was in the game much. Gusto, let's look at, because he was kind of just left backing it. Gusto, he was inverting into midfield a little bit. Disasi, so that's interesting. He was just a real flat right back. He wasn't even tucking in as a centre back, which is interesting. He was very much a right back, very, very much. Which means Tosin, yeah, okay, that's interesting. There's no sort of real right centre-back. Tosin was covering that. I think Tosin had a good game. He made an excellent block. 5 clearances, 1 block. 3 total tackles. 5 out of 6 ground duels, which was good enough for me. That's superb. 3 out of 5 aerial duels is the majority against, again, a Dyche team that's positive. He is a basketball player, though, Tosin. And again, to be honest, to complete 8 out of 12 long balls is good. Yeah, so Tosin deserves a shout out. Look, Caicedo was really good. Fernandez is really good. It's up. Palmer was marshalled well. Sancho's got a relatively high rating here. I thought he saw a lot of the ball, but not always the best decision making. I think Neto had more of a wild card element about him. So again, conventional wingers here. He saw much more of the ball. Sancho, of course, he stayed the distance. Palmer made 3. To be honest, bro, let's have a look here. So 3 key passes, elite creativity numbers. 1 out of 7 crosses, very, very poor. Again, blustery conditions. That's kind of why I'm so impressed with the Enzo Fernandez numbers. 3 out of 5 dribbles, passable. Ground duels, 50%, which is kind of okay for the kind of player he is. 50% and above is good, Sort of okay, but he was marshaled well. Rob Sanchez, though, he deserves a shout. 4 saves, prevented 0.37 goals, which is pretty good in this kind of game. He made 2 high claims. He made a save inside the box. Long balls, 2 out of 5, not as bad as he's been at all by any means. And just basically a good accomplished. So he deserves a shout out as well. I think it's a frustrating situation. It's one of those games, isn't it? Like, we defended well without our first choice defenders. We were the better team. I mean, you'd say, the stats would say, in terms of not possession, not even shot volume, but big chances created and expected goals, more from us than them. So we were better, but not good enough. I mean, like I said, they just kept a clean sheet against Arsenal. We didn't lose. We've kept a rare clean sheet, which is a positive. It's kind of fine. Like, it feels okay. Like, I'm just so happy that I never have to see that stadium on my television ever again. And hopefully we don't have any bad hoodoo or whatever you want to call it, like a jinx on us at Goodison Park at the next stadium that they built. I don't even know what it's called. Is it called Goodison? I haven't even learned that, or I've forgotten it if it was ever in my brain. But yeah, look, there's really not that much to talk about today, guys. So that's it for the video. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you for supporting. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Daily videos here on the channel, of course. So make sure you come back to hang out with me, your dear sweet friend Jan from Football Therapy. And I'll probably only have Christmas off. But other than that, lots of videos. So I'll see you back soon. Peace.